Trust me, that day is coming for you, Harry. You will rewind all these memories about what your wife has done, and you'll regret not doing something about it sooner. You're just in delusion.
So here's what everyone's been saying. Prince Harry, the Golden Rebel, finally found peace in Montecito. Sunny skies, California dreams, and a love story straight out of a glossy Netflix script, right? Well, hold up, because whispers from deep inside royal circles are spinning a whole new tale, one so juicy it could shake the Sussex foundation to its core. Apparently, Harry has been secretly slipping back into England. Not for charity galas, not for cozy family reconciliations, and definitely not to hug it out with King Charles. Nope, he's been spotted ducking into a very private townhouse in London. Super low-key, the kind of place with silent doormen and zero paparazzi. And here's the real kicker. Yeah, he's not alone in there. Word is, brace yourself, it's not Meghan waiting inside, it's someone else. A woman from his past, blonde, sophisticated, familiar. This is not just gossip, this is potential royal dynamite.
Well, he wouldn't leave the children, you see. And in America, the rules about children, they're always with the mother, nearly always. So I mean, so it's not going to happen. So do you remember where 5 years? Everyone, when they got married, a lot of members actually of the royal family even said it won't last 5 years, but it has.
It has.
It's lasted 7.
Through a lot of crises, through a lot of huge pressure.
Insiders, those former palace staffers who've seen it all, say Harry's been flying under fake names, keeping it all hush-hush. No leaks, no cameras, nothing for the tabloids to sniff out. One ex-security guy even spilled. When he wants to vanish, poof, he's gone. Now ask yourself this. If this was just work, just business, would he be going to these extremes? Not a chance. Multiple seasoned Society reporters are saying the same thing. Harry's been spending cozy nights in that London hideaway. Herbal teas, or maybe something stronger, soft lighting, warm laughs, and a face from the past that isn't Meghan's. This woman? Elegant, old money vibes, definitely not interested in Hollywood glitz. If this is true, then forget minor scandal. This is a nuclear betrayal, not just of Meghan, but of everything they built. The Sussex brand isn't just a couple in love, it's a $1 million empire built on us against the world. So what happens if Harry's sneaking off behind her back? What does that say about their whole operation? Is this the end of the Sussex dream?
This story that Meghan had her people approach someone about a divorce book. But I mean, imagine if Meghan left Harry, it would destroy her reputation. She would be eviscerated publicly because she's already slipped into this kind of category on social media, the way that pop culture commentators talk about her. They lump her in with Amber Heard, they lump her in with, these other famous women who are perceived as being narcissistic or, being controlling of their husband.
Meanwhile, back in Montecito, Meghan's world is cracking. Sources close to her say she's spiraling, full control freak mode. She's picking staff outfits, nitpicking font choices, obsessing over every detail of her lifestyle brand. But even through all the polished posts and perfect filters, the panic is seeping out. She's terrified. Terrified of divorce, terrified of scandal, and most of all, terrified of going broke. That's right, the same woman who once joked about strutting in stilettos down palace hallways is now allegedly combing through every financial clause tied to Harry's inheritance. Because without Sussex on her branding, her empire could collapse like a souffle in a storm. Even on her own podcast, she recently admitted to feeling incredibly lonely as a businesswoman. But insiders are saying it's not just loneliness, it's loss. Apparently, Harry's been emotionally pulling away for months, snapping, getting distant, and worse, getting nostalgic. Sources say he's been reactivating old friendships, army mates, childhood pals, even one ex, the same woman Meghan was reportedly wildly jealous of back when they first started dating. Coincidence? Please? Or is Harry tiptoeing back to the life he once left behind?
So she's trying to paint these pictures of what she wants it to be, like, oh, I don't know who they are, and I'm so innocent to the world and everything. Girl, we are on to you. We see it.
And while Meghan's flooding her social media with cute family pics and inspirational quotes, people close to her say something else is going on behind the scenes. She's making calls, quiet ones, to divorce lawyers, not to file, not yet, but just to explore options. Just in case. Why? Because she's terrified Harry might be the one to walk. And if that happens, Meghan's biggest fear isn't the heartbreak, it's losing control of the narrative. And yes, losing the money too. Let's not forget, this is someone who publicly admitted she's not even sure what to call herself anymore. Duchess, entrepreneur, influencer. Well, here's a thought. If Harry leaves, what's Meghan Sussex without the Sussex? One royal historian didn't mince words. If Meghan divorces Harry, she's a footnote. If Harry divorces Meghan, she's a tabloid tragedy. And guess what? That's exactly the chessboard she's playing on right now, between curated avocado toast reels and desperate brand launches.
Within the family, as such, there's the spare and the heir. My brother being the heir and me being the spare, and so I think it was just a really good opportunity to choose a title that had been somewhat used against me for a long part of my life and own that title.
But here's the real kicker. If Harry really is falling for someone back in London, why now? Why risk everything they built in sunny California? A former royal bodyguard says Harry's always struggled with exile. It wasn't just leaving England, it was leaving himself. And slowly, quietly, he might be reclaiming that old life, one sneaky trip at a time. Now, if the woman he's visiting is who people think she is, a certain Viscount's daughter with impeccable manners and a reputation for never spilling tea, then this isn't some silly affair. This is a soft launch of something serious, something permanent. Meanwhile, Meghan's Montecito kingdom? Yeah, it's crumbling from the inside. Staff are quitting. Rumors of her being impossible to work with are flying. One employee reportedly called her ruthless in panic mode. No trust, no delegation, no conversation about marital cracks allowed. And Harry, completely MIA from her socials, from her announcements, from her podcasts. In her latest episode, she gave a glowing shout out to her team, her journey, her vision, but not a single word about her husband.
As we've spoken about, this show has completely underperformed. It did not really appear on the Spotify charts. This was, of course, the podcast that she made with Lemonada Media. It's still unclear, actually, about what money has come from this podcast. So originally, when she signed up with Spotify, there was money up front. That deal went south. She signed up with Lemonada.
Behind the gloss and the filters, Meghan is worried, really worried. Insiders say she's been whispering to her close circle. How long can she keep this going without Harry's money? Let's not forget, during that infamous Oprah interview, it was Harry who said his mom's inheritance kept them afloat. But now, Netflix money's slowing, Spotify deal, done, royal glam, fading. She doesn't want to go back to Hollywood auditions. She wants to be the next Gwyneth or Martha. But if Harry walks, she might end up as just another ex-duchess with an expired podcast contract. Still, Meghan's not giving up, not yet. She's pitching new ideas, fashion lines, home goods, maybe a sparkling drink brand. She's even fighting for a second season of her Netflix show. But behind those shiny headlines, the walls are closing in. And if this mystery woman in London is real, and multiple insiders swear she is, then Meghan's brand is one betrayal away from collapse. Because the one thing people hate more than cheaters is being lied to, sold a fairy tale. That turns into betrayal.
I think you can see a lot of examples of that. Meghan trying to emulate things with Catherine and Diana, and it just shows you how much she was invested in these personalities that she wanted to be like. And I think.
And now for the twist of the knife. While Meghan is busy curating the perfect female founder narrative, pitching her as this unstoppable mogul in heels, guess what's still propping up her empire? Yep, Prince Harry. Sources deep in the Sussex financial camp say Meghan's luxe lifestyle, the sprawling Montecito estate, the 24/7 private security, even the glossy launch costs of her Netflix-linked brand are still riding the wave of Harry's royal inheritance. This isn't just about paycheck deals. We're talking Diana's trust, old-school wealth, royal vaults. Meghan might be flaunting the boss crown in interviews, but behind closed doors, she's still very much depending on Harry's checkbook. A former palace advisor put it bluntly. Meghan built a brand around being independent, but the balance sheet says otherwise. And now there's buzz that her beloved lifestyle brand, the one that sold out fast, is stalling hard. Apparently, scaling is a struggle without Harry's name attached to everything. Some ex-staffers even claim she's had to pause growth, maybe even unload assets. That includes rumors of selling a fancy family car and a secret property she owns under a hidden trust. If a split goes down, it won't just break hearts, it'll break the bank. As one insider whispered, this won't be a divorce, it'll be a financial meltdown.
And if I were, if I were a troublemaker, I might accuse Harry and Meghan of unconscious bias in the employment department, looking at all the new faces that are coming onto work for Harry and Meghan independently and together for their entertainment ventures. And if history repeats itself as much as Harry whines that it does, both Harry and Meghan will continue to reject any and all sound advice and will potentially treat their staff poorly, so good luck.
And here's where it all starts to look calculated. Harry's reportedly been creeping back into royal circles, the same monarchy he and Meghan burned to the ground on live TV. Sources say he's reaching out to old palace insiders, showing up at private events, even texting advisors he once ghosted. And guess what? Meghan's not invited to any of it. That's not just homesick vibes. That's strategy, a safety net, a parachute. Because let's be honest, if Harry is laying the groundwork for a comeback, then Meghan's California fantasy might be running out of time. One royal analyst summed it up perfectly. This is the man who accused his own family of abandonment, who called palace life a golden cage, and now he's dipping his toe back in the royal pond? Maybe he's not visiting England out of nostalgia. Maybe he's looking for a way back in, a path for himself. Maybe even for his kids. If that's true, what happens to Meghan? What happens to her image, her empire, her place in the Sussex fairy tale?
Meghan Markle posted a bizarre video on her social media yesterday, which sent several people into absolute meltdown. It is the cringiest, most uncomfortable piece of tape I've seen in a long time.
Meghan's entire brand hinges on one thing: transformation. From actress to duchess, from duchess to global CEO. She's pitched herself as this powerhouse woman who defied the crown and built her own legacy. But strip away the titles, the royal partner, the built-in drama that made her headlines. What's left? One UK branding expert didn't sugarcoat it. If Harry pulls out of the picture, Meghan's value drops by 60% overnight. The marriage? That was the hook. Without the prince, she's another influencer selling jam and journals on Instagram. And here's the kicker. Even within Hollywood, her credibility is getting shaky. Sources say her rebrand from American Riviera Orchard to As Ever was seen less as a creative leap and more as a panic move. Word from the LA entertainment scene? Her team's been scrambling to land sponsors for As Ever's next launch. Distribution deals are stalling. And guess who's been missing from every pitch? Harry. Producers are quietly asking, is the power couple still a couple?
She's nothing. And without her, Harry's life in America is nothing.
Well, yes, exactly.
He has a reputation to fall back
So they
on.
have a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah, they need each other.
And let's not forget, this isn't just about romance or branding. The entire Sussex saga was supposed to be about rebellion, about rewriting royal rules. They left the palace to break the mold, redefine royalty. But if Harry's now crawling back to the very system he once called toxic, what does that say? Was the whole California thing just Meghan's plan? Did Harry ever actually want this? It's worth noting, Meghan's been walking the road alone for a while now. Her podcast, barely a Harry mention, her interviews, all about her hustle, her struggles, her isolation. She even admitted recently, when you only answer to yourself, it's incredibly lonely. And that sudden business U-turn she's been talking about, was that growth or was that survival? Insiders from her inner circle say things inside Montecito are messy, like really messy. Staff leaving, policies changing, Meghan snapping. Behind the perfect posts, it's chaos. Meanwhile, Harry, he's gone dark. No public appearances, no podcast cameos, just vanished. But not really. He's in London, in private homes, with people from his old life. You do the math.
The other thing I'm going to say, and I know this is weird, but there's one of those conspiracy theories on the internet that she might not have actually carried her babies, one or both, that they may have used a surrogate. Trust me, because I'm neck deep in all the news around these two. And there are many people who long before today are convinced she used surrogates and that her pregnancies were fake, one or both of them.
But here's the most heartbreaking part. Caught in the middle of all this royal soap opera, Archie and Lilibet, two little kids growing up inside a gilded Instagram bubble. They've never known life outside the spotlight, and now they're stuck in a house filled with tension and secrets. Meghan posts picture-perfect moments, matching pajamas, breakfast tables, fairy lights. But the truth? Harry's gone for long stretches, and their kids are left wondering why. Experts in child psychology have been warning for years. Kids raised in high-pressure, image-obsessed households suffer, especially when the parents are locked in a silent war. When love becomes content and family becomes branding, the line between real and fake gets blurry fast. If the Sussexes split, these kids won't just face divorce, they'll do it under global scrutiny.
Some critics are going to say, well, you're taking private struggles and you're bringing them into the public and you're making money off of them.
For me, having seen my family and the institution's part in constantly feeding the British press with lies, mistruths, disinformation, the way that I can correct those mistruths is by writing something, the truth, in one place.
And now here's the question that's got everyone whispering. Is Harry preparing to vanish from Meghan's Hollywood kingdom? Let's be honest, he's never looked comfortable in the influencer world. The staged family shoots, the curated couple vibes, the merch drops, it's never been him. And now with secret flights, private meetings, and rumors swirling about that woman in London, maybe this was never forever. Maybe California was just a break, a pause. And now the real Harry is going home. And if that's true, then Meghan's empire, her image, her power, her titles, they all go up in smoke. Because without Harry, the entire brand collapses. Sponsors vanish. Investors panic. The media moves on. The woman who once flipped the royal script could find herself right back where she started. Not a duchess, not a disruptor, just gone. Is Meghan ready for that? Or is this the royal storm she never saw coming? Now here's where we'll stop, but just for now, because let's be honest, if all these whispers turn out to be real, then the Harry and Meghan saga isn't ending. It's just getting started. It's just getting started.